When did Elon tape this? This is an appearance on the All In Summit, which is, and Elon's telling this story. Since that time, he is like given now $75 million. Excuse me, 75 million to Donald Trump, so that he's going to be appointed whatever it is. And
the Director of Government Efficiency, which also stands for Doge, which is the meme coin that he had been promoting.
Nice. He gets fixated on, like, that's why it's X, because he had
got a great comedic mind.
And we should say Miriam Adelson also brought in at least $100 million for Trump, because Trump has promised her that he will not stand in the way and he will help the annexation of the West Bank. But here is Elon Musk trying to tell a joke, I guess.
This is a joke he pitched to SNL that all these guys, I think Calacanis, who he's talking to, helped him write it. Maybe they're very proud of it.
For me, the funniest week of my life, or one of the funniest, was when you did SNL, and we got, and I got to tag along. Maybe you saw it. Maybe behind the scenes, like some of your funniest recollections of that chaotic, insane week when we laughed for 12 hours a day. It was a little terrorizing on the first couple of days, but.
Yeah, I was a bit worried at the beginning there because, frankly, nothing was funny.
Day one was rough.
Yeah, so, I mean...
Well, it's like a rule, but can't you guys just say it? Just say the stuff that got on the cutting. I mean, some of
the funniest skits were the ones they didn't let you do.
That's what I'm saying. Can you just
There were
say
a couple of funny ones, that they didn't let
Get
you.
ready, folks.
so that he
It's gonna be
doesn't
fun.
Well, I'll pause it for a second. Are these all like his sycophants? Like how these guys, is this his entourage and he's being interviewed by his employee entourage?
Yeah, these are all the venture capital guys. Calacanis, David Sachs, and Chamath Palihapitiya, the sort of crew of his sort of, I guess, posse.
Nothing like having all your friends on the payroll. That I like.
And that's the thing is, well, I'll get to that point later.
One or two, because it was, in your mind, which one do we regret most not getting on air?
You really want to hear that? I mean...
Elon's instinct
It was a
not to
little
tell it is
spicy.
right.
It was a little funny.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right, here we go, guys.
Strap in, everybody.
All right. So one of the things that I think everyone's been sort of wondering this whole time is Saturday Night Live actually live? Like live, or do they have like a delay, or like just in case there's a wardrobe malfunction or something like that? Is it like a
truly live
5-second delay? What's really going on? But there's a way to test this.
Right. We came up with a way.
There's a way to test this, which is we don't tell them what's going on. I walk on and says, "This is the script." I'll throw it on the ground. We're going to find out tonight, right now,
If Saturday Night Live.
if Saturday Night Live is actually live.
There's a 5 or 10 second delay. This is well known.
I'm going to take my cock out.
The men living it, they've been shocked.
This is the greatest pitch ever.
And if you see my cock, you know it's true. And if you don't, it's been a lie.
Alive. All these years.
All these years.
Now this is.
We're going to bust them right now.
And we're pitching this.
Yeah. So we're pitching this
on Zoom.
Yeah, we're pitching this on Zoom on like a Monday
It's
after.
COVID.
We're like kind of hungover from the weekend, and we're like pitching this
We're
at
in
like
Miami.
noon.
Yeah.
And it's
Hardworking.
it's Jason's on.
I work constantly.
And
Mike and you.
Yeah, and Mike. So essentially got like who my friends who I think are sort of quite funny. Jason's quite funny. I think like Jason's the closest thing to Cartman that exists in real life.
The guy he's talking to right now.
We have a joke going that he's Butters and I'm Cartman.
Yeah. So
Jesus. This is so
And then
awkward.
Mike's pretty funny too. So we come in like
Guns blazing.
guns blazing with like ideas, and we didn't realize like actually that's not how it works, and that's normally like actors, and they just get told what to do, and like, oh,
Right.
Well, you mean we can't just like do
So-
funny things that we thought of? What?
They're watching this, and on the Zoom, they're aghast at
Yes, no, there's
Elon's pitch.
Yeah, and it's silence. Like, so I'm like, and I was like, is this thing working? Is this?
It's like, are we muted?
Is our mic on?
And they're like, we hear you.
Yeah, and then after a long
folks,
silence,
here's
like,
here's the
Mike
funny
just says
part
the
that
word
they,
crickets.
even with having articulated, is this thing on? They don't realize where they are in this scenario. In other words, like when a comedian goes like, "This thing on," it is a way for them, when they do it ironically, it's a way of acknowledging that, oh, it's not that I wasn't just unfunny, it's that you can't hear me. Yeah. But he's saying it unironically. He does not realize that their reaction wasn't like shock. I got news for you. If you work at Saturday Night Live, the idea of someone pulling out their penis or saying the word cock is not shocking to you. It's not shocking to you whatsoever. The stuff that they have seen and done as comedians over the years is completely, that is not shocking to them. I used to play a poker game down the hall from Jay Moore. This is, 20, and every time we would be playing poker, Jay Moore would knock on the door. The guy who owned the apartment would open the door, and Jay Moore would be there with a cup saying, "Can I borrow some sugar?" completely naked. That was just like, it was almost like a tradition. The idea that they were shocked as opposed to like, oh God,
Rolling their eyes.
it's not funny. How do we deal with this? The awkwardness was that you were just so unfunny that they didn't know how to handle it.
Well, you haven't heard the punchline yet. I know it's 3 minutes and 25 seconds into this.
All right, let's go.
That's normally like actors, and they just get told what to do, and like, oh,
Right.
Well, you mean we can't just like do
So-
funny things that we thought of? What?
They're watching this, and on the Zoom, they're aghast at
Yes, no, there's
Elon's pitch.
Yeah, and it's silence. Like, so I'm like, and I was like, is this thing working? Is this?
It's like, are we muted?
Is our mic on?
And they're like, we hear you.
Yeah, and then after a long silence, like Mike just says the word crickets.
And they're not laughing.
And they're not even a chuckle. I'm like, what's going on
And then
here?
Elon explains the punchline,
Yes,
which is...
exactly. So there's more to it. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's just the beginning.
So Elon says...
So then I'm like, so I say like I'm gonna reach down
Into my pants.
and into my pants, and I stick my hand in my pants, and I'm gonna pull my cock out. And I tell this to the audience, and the audience is gonna be like, what?
Right.
And then I pull out a baby rooster.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, this is kind of PG. It's like
It's
that's
got
not that
potential,
bad.
not that
It's like
bad.
this is my tiny cock, and and it's like,
God.
what do you think?
And so then...
And do you think it's a nice?
This is that it? Matt was like, you got to listen to the punchline.
I mean, there's 2 more minutes, but I think that's probably a good enough telling.
You know what this reminds me of? When I say to Saul, "Hey man, you got to clean up the living room. It's clean. What are your balls doing there?" And he goes, "What? My what?"
Yeah.
What did you say, Dad? Oh, what do I gotta pick up? Pick up your basketball. My basketball? The same mentality. He brings out of his pants a baby rooster.
Yeah, what do you mean by it? Do you mean sex? Do it? And the SNL people, they were just looking at me like, what's he talking about?
Oh my God, these guys were so blown away. They didn't get my sort of pun.
Where I'm going to have to pull a baby rooster out of my pants
Oh
for
my
the
gosh.
punchline of that joke. So yeah, that was good. A little bit of comedy to end the day.
Good stuff. Balls.
I just love the way that his mom, Elon Musk's mom, got on and said that don't make fun of his sense of humor because he's on the spectrum. And it's like, well, what's the excuse for the rest of those guys on that stage? It's the exact same juvenile sense of humor.
100%.
And
Well,
they have millions of dollars.
to be honest, they're all like, they all just suckle at the teat, probably on some level. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.